Let us see the next question. On 1st of April, an investor has a portfolio consisting of 8 securities as shown below. So there are 8 securities in the portfolio. Market price is given, number of shares is given, and the beta value is given. Cost of capital of the investor is 20% per annum, continuously compounded. The investor fears a fall in the prices of the shares in the near future. So he has a long position and he is expecting the price to fall down. Accordingly, he approaches you for the advice to protect the interest of his portfolio. So what he should do for the purpose of hedging, that is a question. You can make use of the following information. Current Nifty value is 8500. Nifty futures can be traded in the units of 25 only, that is the lot size. Futures for May are currently quoted at 8700 and futures for June are being quoted at 8850. You are required to calculate the first question, beta of his portfolio. Second question, theoretical value of the futures contract expiring in May and June. E factors have been provided to us over here for 3%, for 4% and for 5%. Number of contracts that say he would have to sell. So very good that they have provided ready-made that you have to enter into the transaction for sale. If he desires to hedge until June in each of the following cases, his entire portfolio he wants to hedge, half portfolio he wants to hedge, and 120% of the portfolio that he wants to hedge. That is a question. Everybody please go through the question. A very simple question. In the first part of the question, we are required to compute the beta of the portfolio. And friends, we have understood that the beta of the portfolio is calculated as simple weighted average. So for the purpose, that is for the first part of the question, I have given ready-made answer to you. We can see it is the market price of the share into number of shares will give the market value. So the total value of the investment is 9,94,450. Weight or the proportion is the amount of the investment divided by total value. Amount of the investment divided by total value. Multiplying with beta, and that is the way the beta of the portfolio says calculated. Okay. So now the beta of the portfolio is a ready-made answer available with us. Dear students, one important thing that I want to tell you from examination point of view is that doing practice for these kind of questions are very necessary for you. See, calculation of the beta of the portfolio is not at all difficult. May it be 2 shares or may it be 20 shares. Yet from examination point of view, you should be having a habit, you should be having a kind of ease of doing working for even 8 shares. So from your point of view, it is very necessary that say you are able to compute the answer for these kind of lengthy questions. In my opinion, this is my personal opinion, the number of shares should not be kept more than 2 or 3. Because whatever the knowledge that say you want to check, that you can check whether the investment is made in 3 securities or 8 securities. Still, we cannot deny that these kind of questions can be asked in examination. Second thing is that say even in the security analysis, I tell you that say for a very long period, the questions may be asked in examination. 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, even more than that. So just be prepared for writing answer, not only understanding. The second question is, you are required to compute the futures contract value for the month of May and for the month of June. Try to calculate answer on your own and put your answer in the chat box. Answer for the second question right down. The first question is beta of the portfolio. Second question is calculation of the futures value. Futures value is equal to spot into e raised to rf into t. This is what we are required to do. One is for the month of May and another is for the month of June. As far as the May month is concerned, we understand it is April and May, 2 months. Spot value is 8500 into e raised to 0.20 into 2 divided by 12. Because information is provided to us that right now it is the 1st of April. And we are required to compute the futures value for the month of May. So it is a time period of 2 months. So it is 0.20 into 2 divided by 12. That comes to 3.33%. E raised to 0.0333. This is what we understand. Now you can see that you have been provided with the factor for 3% and 4%. So you are required to do interpolation between both of them. Let us see how to do interpolation. So it is 8500 into e raised to, let us see e raised to 0.03, it is 1.03045. Then e raised to 0.04, in that 1.04081. Difference between both of them is 1%, that is 0.01, 1.04081 minus 1.03045. So 0.01036. Okay. Now we are required to go like 1/3 above. So what we will do? 1.03045 plus 0.01036. Okay. We have to go 0.33% above. So into 1/3. So 0.00345. 0.00343 plus 1.03045. So 1.0339. $1.0339. So 1.0339 into 8500. It is 8788.15. This is for the month of May. For the month of June, again it is very simple. It is 8500 into e raised to 0.20 into April, May, June. 3 divided by 12. So 8500 into e raised to 0.05. So over here it is directly provided to us 05127. So over here 8500 into 1.05127. So 8935.795. This is the way the futures value can be calculated. Third question. The third question is number of contracts to be sold for these three situations. Please give the answer for all three of them in the chat box. So next third question उसमें in that number of contracts to be sold for perfect hedging. In that value of portfolio into beta of portfolio minus beta required divided by futures index value into lot size. As far as the value of the portfolio is concerned, it is 9,94,450 into beta of the portfolio is 1.1017 minus beta required I am taking 0 because I am considering the perfect hedge divided by the futures index value. Now this is the point where there is likely to make a mistake, so be careful. It has been provided that say you have to do it till the month of June. Fine. For the month of June, you have been provided with the futures index value as 8850 and the lot size is 25. So it is 8850 and lot size is 25. Whatever the index value that say we have calculated, that is a theoretical one. So we cannot use that one. 9,94,450 into 1.1017 divided by futures index value into lot size. That is the way we will make the calculation of answer. It comes to 4.9441. 4.94, that is 5 contracts. So there are 3 questions provided to us, A, B, C. In the first one it is entire portfolio, so 5 contracts. Then 50% of portfolio, so it is 5 into 0.5, so that comes to 3 contracts because you cannot enter into fraction number of contracts. And 120% of the portfolio, in that it is 6. Okay, 5 into 0.5 and 5 into 1.2. This is the way the number of contracts to be sold will be calculated. So let us have summary of the answer. In the first part of the question, simple, you are required to find the beta of the portfolio. That is the point that say you cover in detail in the beta of the, that is the portfolio management chapter. In the second part of the question, we are required to find the futures value for the month of May and for the month of June. For the month of May, you are required to do interpolation for the factors which have been given to us. Number of contracts to be sold for the purpose of perfect hedging for the month of June. So we have to take over here the futures index value for the month of June. This is what we understand. And accordingly we compute the number of contracts.